Hi dear students, today we will discuss about some important concept of refraction. Okay, so here the first one, consider that illustration of a refraction of a light. Okay, suppose the first we consider that bucket and bucket full filled with water, and a placed coin bottom of the bucket. Suppose so this one is a bucket and bucket full filled with water, and a coin or object placed bottom of the bucket. And if you observe this object from outer side of a bucket, then what happened? So this object or coin appears to be rise up because of a refraction. Another one example, here we consider that a glass of water full filled with it means this glass full filled with water, and I will place a pencil partially inside this glass. Then what happened? So this pencil appears to be bent because of a refraction. Another one phenomenon is there. Suppose here we consider that so this one is earth, and this line we consider that horizon. And earth having a number of atmosphere. Okay, so number of atmospheric layer. If you consider that oxygen layer, nitrogen and ozone, dust particle, it means a number of layers are there. It means a number of spheres is there. So this reason here, suppose we consider that so this one is a position of a sun. It means actual position of a sun, and sun rays come from the sun. It means light rays come from the sun, and these light rays enter to this different sphere of earth. Then what happened? So this light ray bend towards normal. So these light rays bend towards the normal, and here if you extend this light ray, it means a refracted light ray, and here we get apparent position of a sun. Apparent position of a sun. Suppose observer observe this position of a sun. Yes, it means observer think about, so this light ray come from apparent position of a sun. So this reason, so this refraction phenomenon increases totally 4 times of it means 4 minutes of a daytime. So here we consider that so this one is actual position and this one is apparent position. It means before sun rising we can see the sun. It means before 2 minutes of sun rising we can see the sun, and after sunset, suppose here we consider that position of a sun, and light ray is refracted, and here we get apparent position of a sun. It means after sunset also we can see the sun, and here after sunset of 2 minutes we can see the sun. Okay, so here 2 minutes and here also 2 minutes. It means a total 4 minutes of a daytime increases because of a refraction. Okay, so these 3 we consider that a best example of a illustration of a refraction. So next concept is a lateral shift. Next concept, lateral shift. Okay, so lateral shift, here we consider that a glass slab. So this one is a glass slab, and these 2 we consider that a intermediate surface. Why? Because so here we consider that rarer media and this one is a denser media. Okay, whenever light is enter from rarer media to the denser media. It means a glass media. Then what happens? So this light ray is refracted. So this light ray is refracted. It means it's bent towards the normal. And here, so this refracted ray we consider that incident for a second surface. Then what happens? So this light ray is incident second surface. Again, so this light ray is refracted. Yes. Okay, so here, so this one is denser media and rarer media, so that's why, so this light ray is moves away from the normal. In this condition, so this light ray moves towards the normal. Okay, so this one we consider that O, and here, so this position we consider that P. Yes, so this point is O and this point we consider that P. And here, so this point we consider that C, and here if you draw perpendicular line to this extended incident ray, if you draw perpendicular line to this extended incident ray, so this one we consider that a point Q. Okay, so this one is angle of incident and this one is angle of reflection. And here the total angle is I, and these two we consider that alternate angle, and this reason, so this angle we will get I minus R. So this one, I will draw another one diagram. Suppose incident ray and light ray is refracted, and again, so this light ray is refracted, and this one we consider that extended incident ray, and here we get the angle of incident, angle of reflection, and this angle is, total angle is I. If you subtract this R, it means I minus R, and here perpendicular line drawn to this extended incident ray. So this point is P and this point we consider that Q. Okay, so here the lateral shift means a perpendicular distance. So perpendicular distance between extended incident ray and emergent ray. Okay, so this one is a refracted ray, incident ray, and this one we consider that emergent ray. The perpendicular distance between extended incident ray and emergent ray. Yes, perpendicular distance between extended incident ray and emergent ray. So this one we consider that a lateral shift. Okay, we want to calculate this lateral shift value. It means this perpendicular distance. So this reason here we consider that a triangle. Yes, so triangle, first one is OPQ. Triangle OPQ. In this triangle, we consider that a sine function. Why here we consider that sine function? Because sine means opposite by hypotenuse. So opposite is nothing but a lateral shift. So this reason here we consider that sine function. It means sine, so theta value I minus R. Sine I minus R is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. So opposite is PQ. And the hypotenuse is a OP. Yes, okay. We want to calculate this PQ value. So this reason, so PQ is equal to OP into sine I minus R. We want to calculate this perpendicular distance. Okay. So before to calculate this perpendicular distance, first we have to find out this OP value. So this reason we consider that another one triangle OCP. In this triangle we consider that a cosine function. Why? Because cosine means adjacent by hypotenuse. So this reason cos and angle we consider that R is equal to adjacent OC divided by OP. OC divided by OP. Okay. So here we want to calculate this OP value. So this reason OP is equal to OC divided by cos R. Okay, so here OC is nothing but a thickness of this glass slab. Thickness of a glass slab. So this reason, so OP is equal to OC means a thickness of glass slab divided by cos R. Okay. So PQ means a lateral shift. Okay. So PQ, it means a lateral shift is equal to OP value T divided by cos R into sin I minus R. Okay, so this formula we consider that a lateral shift. Okay, so lateral shift is equal to T into sin I minus R divided by cos R. Okay, so lateral shift is equal to T means the thickness of a glass slab, I means angle of incident, angle of refraction. Okay, if you consider that one condition, for normal incidence, we want to find out a lateral shift for a normal incidence. Okay, so normal incidence, it means, so here we consider that a glass slab and this one is a incident ray. Normal, it means so incident ray is perpendicular to the refracting surface. So that's when we consider that a normal incidence. Okay, so in a normal incident what happened? So here angle of incident is 0 and angle of refraction is also 0. I 0 and R 0. So this reason here lateral shift is equal to, so T, it means the thickness of a glass slab into sin, so angle of incidence is 0 and angle of refraction is also 0 divided by cos 0. Okay, anything into 0, it means 0. Okay, so here we get a lateral shift value is 0. Lateral shift is equal to 0. Another one, we want to find out a lateral shift value for a grazing angle. For a grazing angle, so lateral shift is a maximum. Okay, so here, suppose, so incident ray, so here we consider that this one is an incident ray. For example, so this one is an incident ray. So this incident ray is along the first intermediate surface. Then what happens? So this light ray is refracted. Okay, so here we consider that a glass slab. Okay, so this one is incident ray. So this one incident ray is parallel to this glass slab. Okay, so here, so this light ray is refracted and light ray is emergent. So this one we consider that extended incident ray. So extended incident ray and here we get a emergent ray. So this emergent ray is parallel to the second refracting surface and incident ray is parallel to the first refracting surface. It means, so this incident ray is present along the first refracting surface and emergent ray is present along the second refracting surface. So this reason, so lateral shift is nothing but the perpendicular distance between extended incident ray and emergent ray. So this distance is nothing but a thickness of a glass slab. So this reason the maximum lateral shift, so this one is a maximum lateral shift and this one is a minimum lateral shift. We want to calculate minimum lateral shift. So when we get a minimum lateral shift, when a angle of incidence is a normal to this glass slab. When we get a maximum lateral shift, when a light ray incident parallel to the glass slab. It means for a grazing angle. For a grazing angle of incident, so here we get a maximum lateral shift. It means a lateral shift formula, thickness of a glass slab into sine I. Okay, so sine I. So sine I value we consider that a 90 degree. Why? Because so this incident ray is perpendicular to the normal. So this reason sine 90 minus R. So here we get a refracted ray divided by cos R. Okay, we already know that sine 90 minus theta. So sine 90 minus theta. Sine 90 minus theta value is cos theta. Okay, sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. So this reason the lateral shift is equal to sine 90 minus theta. So sine 90 minus theta means cos theta. It means so 90 minus R, it means cos R divided by cos R. Okay, so this cos R cancel. So lateral shift is equal to T. So T is nothing but a thickness of a glass slab. It means for grazing angle of incident, we will get a maximum lateral shift value. So lateral shift means the perpendicular distance between extended incident ray and emergent ray. Extended incident ray and emergent ray. In between perpendicular distance is nothing but a lateral shift. Okay, so next concept is a normal shift. Next one is a normal shift. Okay, I already told that suppose the object is placed in bucket of water. It means object placed at the bottom of the bucket. Then what happens? So this object appears to be rise up. The same thing. So here we consider that normal shift. In a normal shift, the first one. Suppose here we consider that this one is a denser media. So this one we consider that a denser media and this one is a rarer media. So object placed in a denser media. So this one is a position of a object. So this one is a position of a object. It means actual position of a object. And we want to see this object from a rarer media. Object is present in denser media. We want to see this object from a rarer media. So this reason here, so this one is an incident ray. So this incident ray is perpendicular to this refracting surface. So this reason here we consider that this one is a normal. And here suppose if we consider that a source, object otherwise a source, it means a light rays come from this source or this object. Okay, so these light rays are incident on this surface. Then what happen? These light rays are refracted. It means so this one is denser media and this one is a rarer media. So this reason, so these light rays or moves away from the normal. If you extended these light rays, and here we will get a position of a object. It means image of this object. So this one is the actual position of a object, and here we get the image of this object. So this one is the image of this object. So this reason, if you observe this object, we can think that, or we assume that, so this one is a position of a object, actual position, so this one, and this one is image of this object. Okay, it means this object is shifted, changes its position. So actually we think about this one is the object, but actual position of object is this one. Okay, so here we consider that observer and this one is the image of the object. Yes, okay, so this position we consider that object position and this one we consider that apparent position. is apparent position, and this one is the actual position of a object. So apparent is nothing but here we consider that image of this object. Okay, suppose, so this one is a actual position and this one is a image of the object, and the distance between image of the object and this refracting surface. Distance between image of the object and a refracting surface. Okay, so this one we consider that apparent depth. So this depth we consider that apparent depth. And the next one here, so this one we consider that it means, so this object is shifted its position. So this shifted position, it means object to this image position. So this one we consider that normal shift. So this shift we consider that a normal shift. And here, so this distance, refracting surface to object, in between distance or in between depth we consider that a real depth. So this one is a real depth. Okay, the distance between refracting surface to image of the object, so this one we consider that apparent depth is, and refracting surface to actual position of a object, so this distance we consider that a real depth. And another one is a normal shift. So normal shift, it means here we consider that actual position and this one is the image of the position. So this object appears to be raised up, and this position we consider that apparent depth. As it means the distance between refracting surface and the image of the object. It means normal shift. So normal shift means the apparent position of a object. When apparent position of a object, when object placed in one media and view normal from the another media. Yes, it is the apparent position of a object when it is placed in a one media and viewed normally from the another media. So this shift we consider that a normal shift. Yes, so this one is a normal shift. Okay, so here we want to calculate a normal shift. Before calculate this normal shift, first we want to calculate a refractive index. So refractive index, generally we consider that this one is mu. Mu is nothing but a refractive index. So refractive index is equal to real depth divided by apparent depth. Yes, so refractive index for this real depth and apparent depth concept. So refractive index is nothing but it is the ratio of a real depth to the apparent depth. It is the ratio of real depth to the apparent depth. So this one is we consider that a refractive index. Okay, so here we want to calculate a normal shift. So normal shift is equal to real depth minus apparent depth. Real depth minus apparent depth. Okay, so normal shift is equal to real depth minus apparent depth, and refractive index is nothing but it is the ratio of a real depth to the apparent depth. Okay, so next concept, total internal reflection. Total internal reflection. Total internal reflection. So total internal reflection, it means, so here we consider that so this one is a denser media, and a refractive index we consider that a mu2, and this one is a rarer media. So this refractive index is a mu1. And here we consider that this one is an object, or we consider that a source of a light. It is placed in a denser media. Okay, so here the light rays come from this object and incident normally to this first refracting surface. It means, so this one we consider that a normal incidence. And here another one light rays. So this one is another one light rays. It is incident first surface of this refracting surface. Then what happened? So this light ray enters to this rarer media. Then what happened? So here we get a angle of refraction, and this one is angle of incident. Okay, again this angle of incident increases. Okay, if you increases this angle of incident, and this one is a normal, then what happens? So here we get a refracted light ray. Okay, if angle of incident goes on increases. Okay, so here suppose, so this one is a first light rays, and this one is a second light rays, and this one is a third light rays, and this one is a fourth one. Then what happens? If angle of incident goes on increases, then angle of refraction, this is also increases. Angle of incidence is increases, angle of refraction is also increases. Okay, so this one is angle of incident, and this one is angle of refraction. And here if angle of incident increases, angle of refraction is also increases. Okay, again another one. So this one is a incident ray, incident to this first refracting surface. Then what happened? So this light ray come back to same media. So this light ray come back to the same media. Okay, so here what happened? So this light ray is completely reflected in a denser media, completely reflected in a denser media. So this one we consider that a total internal reflection. Why? Because so this light ray completely reflected in a same media, come back to the same media. So this reason, so this phenomenon we consider that a total internal reflection. It means it is a phenomenon when a light rays travel from denser to rarer media, and a light ray completely reflected in a same media. So this phenomenon we consider that a total internal reflection. Okay, so here one concept is there. So that one is a critical angle. So critical angle means, so here angle of incident and this one is angle of reflection, and angle of incident and this one we consider that angle of refraction. Okay, so this angle of refraction is equal to the 90 degree. Angle of reflection is equal to the 90 degree. So this one we consider that a critical angle. This one we consider that a critical angle. It means, so this angle of incidence makes angle of refraction is a 90 degree. Angle of incidence makes angle of refraction is a 90 degree. So that angle we consider that a critical angle. Yes, in a total internal reflection, so this angle of refraction is greater than a critical angle. If this angle is greater than critical angle, then only so this light ray come to this same media. So this reason, so this angle of refraction is greater than 90 degree. When we get angle of refraction is a 90 degree, when angle of incidence increases, then only so this angle of refraction we will get greater than a 90 degree. Yes, so critical angle means angle of incidence makes angle of refraction is equal to the 90 degree. So that's when we consider that critical angle. In total internal reflection, So angle of incidence is greater than a critical angle. Angle of incidence greater than critical angle. It means refraction. Angle of refraction is greater than a critical angle. So this angle of incidence makes only angle of refraction is greater than a 90 degree. Okay. So this angle of refraction is equal to 90 degrees. So that's when we consider that angle of critical angle. And another one condition, angle of incidence is greater than a critical angle. Critical angle is nothing but a refractive. Angle of refraction is equal to the 90 degree. Okay. So here in a total internal reflection, mainly we consider that two conditions. The first one is the light ray must and should travel from denser to the rarer media. Denser to rarer media. The light ray travel must and should denser to rarer media. And the second condition, so angle of incidence is greater than a critical angle. Angle of incidence is greater than a critical angle. Yes, if you remember these two conditions. Next one, the relation between critical angle and refractive index. Relation between refractive index, it means mu, and a critical angle. Okay, I will write relation between refractive index mu and critical angle C. Critical angle C. Okay, so here, so this one is a denser media and this one is a rarer media. So denser media refractive index mu2 and rarer media refractive index mu1, and we already know that Snell's law. So Snell's law means it is the ratio of a sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction for a given pair of a medium. Okay, so here, so refractive index of a second media with respect to first media. Refractive index of a second media with respect to first media is equal to sine R divided by sine I. Why? Because so here, so angle of incident is present in a denser media and refraction present in a rarer media. So this reason here we consider that refractive index of second media with respect to first media is equal to sin R divided by sin I. Okay. So sin R, angle of refraction, R angle is 90 degree. Okay. So here we consider that sin 90. Why? Because critical angle means angle of incidence makes angle of refraction is 90 degree. Okay, it means angle of refraction is equal to 90 degree. So that's when we consider that a critical angle and a refractive index of second media with respect to first media divided by sin I. So here in condition total internal reflection, I greater than R. But we want to calculate critical angle, it means angle of incidence makes angle of refraction is 90 degree. It means angle of incidence, here we consider that a critical angle. I is nothing but C. Why? Because so this angle makes so this angle is 90 degrees. So this reason, so angle of incidence is equal to the C. It means critical angle. So this reason here we consider that a sin C. Okay, so refractive index of a second media with respect to first media is equal to sin 90 means 1 divided by sin C. We want to calculate critical angle. So this one is a relation between a refractive index and a critical angle, but we want to calculate this critical angle. So sin C is equal to 1 divided by, so refractive index of second media with respect to first media, So this reason we want to calculate a critical angle. So C is equal to sine inverse of Sine inverse of 1 by refractive index of second media with respect to first media. So this one is critical angle formula. So this one we consider that relation between refractive index and critical angle. Okay. So next one, applications of total internal reflection. Application of total internal reflection. Okay, so here we consider that main three applications. So first one is sparking of a diamond. First one is a sparking of a diamond, and the second one is a optical fiber. Second one is optical fiber, and the third one is a total internal reflection of a prism. Total reflected prism or total internal reflected prism. Okay, the first one we consider that diamond. The diamond critical angle 24 degree 4 minutes. It means 24.4 degree. Yes, so this one is a critical angle of a diamond. So here, suppose if you consider that this one is a diamond, when a light ray is enter to this diamond, inside this diamond, then what happens? So when angle of incidence is greater than 24.4 degree, then what happens? So this light ray is completely internal reflected. It means a total internal reflected. But angle of incidence is less than 24.4 degree. Angle of incidence is less than 24.4 degree. Then what happens? So this light ray is completely emergent from this diamond. So this reason, so diamond will be spark. So that's when we consider that a sparking of a diamond. And another one is a optical fiber. In optical fiber, so center we consider that a core. Suppose here we consider that optical fiber, and the center position we consider that a core, and surrounding we consider that a glanding. Okay, so here the center core part made up of a smooth quartz. So here what happens, when a signals is enter inside this core, then what happens? So these signals are totally reflected. Again reflected. It means here we get a total internal reflection. Another one we consider that a total internal reflected prism. Okay, in a prism, suppose here we consider that a prism, base of a prism. So this one is base, and these two we consider that a reflecting a surface or a refracting. Okay, refracting surface. Okay, so this one is a this angle is 45, and this angle also 45, and this one is 90 degree. It means totally we consider that a 180. Okay, so this one is incident ray. Okay, when this incident ray, incident base of a prism is means perpendicular to the first surface, then what happens? So this one we consider that a normal incident, and this surface is angle we consider that 45. So this reason, so this one we consider that so this surface is a bend. Yes, it means a gland. Then what happens? So this light ray is reflected. Okay, and here, so this one is also we consider that one type of a slope. Yes, a glanding. Then what happens? So this light ray is again reflected. Yes. Okay, so here we get a 2 times of total internal reflection. Yes, another one we consider that incident ray, and this one is a reflected ray, and here we consider that this one is also refracted ray. Suppose here we consider that this one is an object, and here we get an image. It means this one we consider that inverted image. Another one condition, suppose here, so incident ray, and this one is a reflected ray, again. So this light ray is reflected, okay, emergent ray. Another one is incident ray, refracted ray, S, and this light ray is reflected and emergent. It means, so here we get the object and here we get the image. So this image is inverted image. S, okay. So thank you.